So back in 2009, when I was still trying to figure out who I am in the world, I found myself as an accidental activist. I was at a conference and had finished dinner and was on my way to the restroom. And I saw another person who was attending the conference, and she was standing with a rather large gentleman in a very official-looking capacity. As I walked past, she grabbed my elbow and drew me near her. And she said, "He won't let me go to the bathroom." And so I kind of became an activist on the spot and questioned this person. And when he uttered the words, "You people," he said, "You people should know better. You people." I thought, oh wow, I'm you people. And it was at that moment that I realized that I was entering a sphere of the universe where there might be a lot of discrimination. There might be a lot of people with misconceptions, a lot of people with ideas that aren't well formed or that aren't well informed. My name is Jess Brackett. I'm a woman of trans history. I'm an engineer. I'm a parent. I'm an entrepreneur. I live in the state of Maryland, and my activism brought me to do a number of different things in Maryland after I had begun my transition. I formed an organization called Gender Rights Maryland with a number of other persons in the state of Maryland, and that organization is focused on legislative matters with respect to the rights of trans persons in the state of Maryland. And we started moving the ball forward, getting legislation passed to protect the rights of individuals in Maryland. The first place I started working was in my home county of Howard County, Maryland. And this was in December of 2011. And I actually hold in my hand here an original copy of the non-discrimination ordinance that was passed that protected persons' gender identity and expression, both in employment, housing, public accommodation, and other categories that already existed for persons in protected classes such as sex, race, religion, and so on. In fact, the only thing that was done was we simply added the words gender identity and expression to the bill, but this was our first legislative success. And so that was a big deal for me because it's where I lived. And I knew that that wouldn't be enough, that I had friends that lived elsewhere in Maryland. And so from there, a few months later, in 2012, we went on and did the same thing in Baltimore County. So we went on to take these matters up at the state legislature level. And of course, it became more difficult for state legislators to say, oh, I can't be for this, because it was already the law in some of their home counties, being Montgomery County, Howard County, and Baltimore County. And in 2014, we were successful in passing similar legislation at the state level, protecting those rights. And it was signed by Governor O'Malley and became the law in October of 2014. And so trans persons now have a full set of rights available to them and some recourse within the state of Maryland. Basically, it's now illegal for you to discriminate against a trans person in the state of Maryland. And there's still a long way to go with respect to this in other states and at the national level. Discrimination still exists, and it's going to take an enlightened populace to understand that you have nothing to fear from trans people. We're here, we've been here for centuries. It's just that you now are aware that we exist. So things are moving forward for trans people. There's still a lot of people in the country that don't understand who we are. They're afraid of us. They have misconceptions about who we are and what we do. You know, this is not a lifestyle. this is fundamentally who you are. I like to tell people who discover that I am trans that it should be about as significant as the color of my hair or my eyes. I happen to be this person. I happen to be doing these things in the world. I just happen to be trans. It's not a big deal.